Hey guys, so I got a stock gun to do a video on. I normally I've got, insanely upgraded guns on my channel. This is totally stock, so every once in a while I like to have a video of a totally stock gun just so you guys, the people that are on a budget and just want to straight up just go buy a gun and actually go to a field with it instead of buying a gun and then putting, hundreds of dollars into upgrades into it. So this video is for you people. So as you can see, it looks like a SCAR. It pretty much is a SCAR. It's just the 22 variant, the ISSC, like a race or a competition gun, I guess is what, I think that's what ISSC is. It's like a competition, like 3-gun, I think. So it's the 22 version, you can see here. So right here, the shell would eject. It's a 22. You can look up the real ones. They use M4 pattern magazines, so they're the same type, but they make 22 versions of in real life that hold M4 mags that hold 22. Hope that makes sense. It's not like a stick mag or anything. So let's start from the back and go to the front. This is made by Classic Army. This is the newer generations. My brother got this in a mystery box, I think from GI. This is the newer versions. I think the older versions had different internals because one of my friends has one of the Sportline Classic Armies just like this. Plastic body, like identical, but it has different internals, and it was just an older version. I think that gun's probably 2 years old. This gun is brand new. I'm not sure when Classic Army started to update these, and I'm not sure if the standard Sportline Classic Army SCARs are even made anymore, and I'm not even sure if those have the internals that this has. So I don't know for sure. You're going to have to check the description on the websites. Now on the website, I looked on eVike and GI, it says it's the integrated MOSFET one. So this one comes with a MOSFET. And it has I think their new motor in it too. So yeah, let's just start from the back, go to the front. I'll get into that a little bit later too, more internals. The stock here, this is the tan version. It's got a butt pad on the back, fairly rubbery, 3-position stock, as you can see, 1, 2, 3. Depends on what battery you use. You might not be able to put this all the way in, just depends. It's got a cheek riser here, 1 position up, clicks. Just to, I guess, elevate your cheek a little bit if you are going to use an optic of some sort. Folds, stock folds. The wires are exposed, which honestly is a good thing because you can get MOSFETs in here a lot easier. Comes with one, so I'll get into that a little bit later. Just be careful when you fold it not to pinch the wires, and you'll be good. Pretty much everything's plastic, so the upper's plastic, the lower's plastic. It does say designed by ISSC, made in Germany for ISSC. So maybe this is a German replication of the, I think the ISSC might be just a German reproduction of the SCAR, but in 22, I guess, I don't know. There's no FN licensing, so maybe the real ones, made in Germany, not by FN, which is Belgium. Plastic, totally plastic. As far as the features, everything's pretty much ambidextrous. You've got the ambidextrous mag catch, just like your standard SCAR, and an ambidextrous selector switch. It is a little bit different of a selector switch. It clicks very, very well. Just don't take this thing apart much, because if you take these apart, the gears get messed up. You don't put them back perfectly. The screws end up stripping, all that sort of stuff, and it just loosens the selector switch system up. But out of the box, this is nice and solid. Standard pistol grip, all of it's tan. It's not like two-tone or anything. Charging handle over here can be switched to the other side. It's kind of sticky. So I pull it back and it kind of locks, but when you hit the gun, it goes forward. It's not supposed to lock. It's just sticky, I think. This is a brand new gun, but it doesn't really matter. Honestly, I wouldn't trust it to put your finger in there because it might shoot forward. You can just hold it back like this and adjust like that. The rail on the front is quite long. If I'm recalling correctly, the SCARs are really short. This goes from here to here, and it's the same on both sides. So you've got a lot of rail space on the sides, and on the bottom you even have more rail space, because normally it's like this long. So this is a lot longer, it seems. Not a lot, but a little bit longer. I think the stock SCAR stops like right here, so the whole front end is longer, which I would assume the barrel is also longer. I'm not sure how long the barrel is though. Flip up sights on here. They are Classic Army licensed, or marked rather. They're not Troy licensed. These are like replicas of the Troy battle sights. Awesome sights though, love them. What else? That's pretty much it for the externals. Obviously orange tip. As far as the internals, I'm not 100% sure what is in here. I do know there is the MOSFET, which I'll show you real quick. So here's the MOSFET. This actually comes with an adapter, Deans to Tamiya, which is really nice. Good on Classic Army for that. And then you can just run it straight Deans if you'd like. As far as the quality of the MOSFET, it's got like these 3-wire systems, so you can pull it out and then pull the gearbox out. So it's nice to work on. As far as the quality, I've heard some people fry these. It's probably something where it's kind of nice. It's like quick detach. You can just yank this off, and then if you contact Classic Army, they might be able to send you just this, because this is the MOSFET right here, connected to the Deans. So you might be able to just replace this for cheap, or even if it's under warranty, I guess, Classic Army might be able to send it to you, and I wouldn't see why they wouldn't refuse you, because it's, like, oh, you have to give it to a licensed dealer, or you have to send it to us so we can replace it. It's just popping off the wires and lining the correct colors up. So that's something that if it does fry, it's insanely easy to swap. So that's nice, but I have heard of people having issues with these, just over the internet and such. People have, there's reports of them breaking, but, it seems like something you can replace easily. Whether or not Classic Army will warranty that, even if it's a year old and it fries. Like, let's say you upgrade it like I would. I upgrade the internals, use it as is, and it fries. You could pay for it. I don't know if they'd sell you one. I mean, I would. I'd pay like $20 for just this portion if it fried. Just replace it, I don't know. So that, it also has that. As far as the other internals, it has a different motor in here from the original Classic Armies. I think this is their new high-speed motor. They have what do they call it? A1, A2, A3. I don't think they call it A. It might be E1, E2, E3. I think it's E is what they have. As how they identify them as. It doesn't have neomagnets. It has a white end bell, a blue can, and no neomagnets. As far as shooting it seems like a high speed with the rate of fire that it's getting with the stock gears. Seems like high speed. Trigger response is actually pretty good. So overall, I'm honestly really happy with the motor, even though it's not neomagnet. It actually shoots pretty dang good overall. So I'm not sure if this is one of their E-Series motors or if this is just kind of their generic motors, because I know they came out with better motors, and I think those are in their more top tier, like their Scarabs, I think is what they call them. Scarabs. Those have I think the neomagnet versions, if I'm not mistaken. This might just be their kind of budget motor, but overall it's good. I really do like this motor. Good MOSFET, it's an okay MOSFET. The one thing I'm not sure if this has is a metal rack piston. I know their EC series, their budget M4s are like $180, $200. They come with these MOSFETs, and they also have a metal rack piston. So I would venture to say that since this has the MOSFET, they're probably also putting the metal rack piston in here. I can't confirm. If somebody knows, please put in the comment section if this specific gun comes with the metal rack piston, because I know the EC series, their M4s, like I said, are like $180, $200, which is the price roughly of this. They come with the MOSFET. This comes with the MOSFET, so you'd think it'd be the same piston too, which is a really nice metal rack piston. I think they use the same motors as well. So as far as the price of this gun, they're retailing about $180, $200, which is not an awful price. I don't like the scars in general, the look. I just don't like the scars. So I would never really purchase one, but if you are a really diehard scar fan and you just want one of these ISSCs, it's not a bad gun. Now that you're getting a MOSFET in here, you're getting a pretty decent motor, and if it does have a metal rack piston, then you're not going to need to replace that, and you can blast on full auto all day with this. As far as hop-up, in the description on eVike, it said it came with a 603 inner barrel. Don't know if that's true or not. Might as well just mention it. It also has a rotary style hop-up that is metal, so that's a plus. I think their old ones used to come... No, I think they all were metal. This one's metal. 603 inner barrel. I have not actually shot any BBs through it, so we're going to see how it shoots as far as range and accuracy and feet per second too. I've not chronoed it. It does have a quick change spring system, but in order to get to it, you have to take these two screws out, slide this off, move the wires out of the way, slide this off, and then there's a cap on the end that you have to unscrew, and then you can get your quick change spring system out. So as far as the battery, I did charge this up. It is a fully charged 11.1 1200. It's a 15 to 25 C, so this is a low C rating. That's probably what I would stick with this gun. All right, so I finally got the battery in. I'm gonna have to take it out so I can show you guys. I would just stick with a 1000 milliamp version of the Turnigy's. It's a little bit shorter. That would definitely help. So what I had to do is you actually stick the stick battery in there, but you stick it in backwards. So I'm gonna try to show you this. So see, the wires are this way of the battery. So you stick it up into there, and the MOSFET board slides up and back. And also, just so you know, you have to have this out far. So how you do that is you push in the latch. See, if it's all the way in, the screw's probably not going to reach that. So you put it out to the middle or the second, like the middle or the furthest position. That is the stock position. You're not going to be able to fold it all the way up, I don't think. I'm going to try it again after I get the battery in here. So then you fold it, and you're going to be able to see that it's lining up. Take that screw. So getting the battery in here is a huge pain. Just stick with the 1000 milliamp versions and just buy like 3 of them. If this is your only gun and you plan on playing all day, you're gonna need 3 most likely. So then you can put the stock into the second position. I can't put it in the first, too much wires. It is what it is. With the slightly shorter, it's like a ½ inch shorter, I think, battery, you might be able to put the stock all the way in, but this should be good for most people anyways. So safety semi, it precocks quite a bit. Full auto, pretty fast rate of fire here. So that also, like I said, that leads me to believe that this is a high-speed motor. Obviously stock gears. If you were to throw like 12 to 1s or 13 to 1s in here, which I highly recommend, you'd be probably blasting out 30 rounds a second. With this motor, an 11 to 1, use the stock MOSFET, just new gears. 13 to 1s or 12 to 1s, pop a sector chip on there. If it's got a metal rack piston, keep it stock, and you'll be getting probably 30, which is really, really nice. So let's go ahead and chrono it. Got a mag with .2s. I have not shot this gun. I have not tested feeding. Okay, the hop up is low. So got the chrono set for .2s. 353, 353, 354, 358, 358, 354, 354, 357, 358, 353. Pretty consistent. 350 field should let you in at that, but it is a brand new spring, so shoot it a little bit or leave it compressed. Put an 11-1 in here, fire it like that, unplug it and everything, and let it sit for a few days with the spring compressed, because it's compressed right now, and then it should drop a little bit. So out of the box, CQB ready, which is nice. If you want to shoot like 400, grab an ASG M115, grab a ZCI M120. You could even do a Garter SP110. Should get you about 380. So if you use their SP120s, you'll probably be over 400 slightly. But whatever floats your boat. Let's try full auto. 25.4, 366 FPS. As far as joules, I forgot to mention that it's 1.25. So a little over 1.2 there. 366 is what it read, which is actually quite high. That's higher than the other readings. 25 rounds a second. I told you this thing shot pretty fast. 25.3. Technically, that's over a 25 RPS limit by 0.3. So you can't use the gun. But yeah, out of the box, guns shoot pretty fast. G&Ps were shooting really fast out of the box with their high-speed motors. This is just as fast as a stock G&P. 25 with an 11-1. This one's got a MOSFET that G&Ps don't, so take that for what it's worth. Elite Force 140 rounder with .25s. Trigger response is good. It's a long trigger pull. Good pre-cocking, very consistent. It's not overspinning at all. Try full auto. I don't know. These mags are kind of junk. I'll try it with the better mid cap later. Let's just go ahead and blast with the high cap. This is the high cap that it comes with. So feeding still doesn't seem to be the best. Probably doesn't have a sector chip on here. You are shooting 25 rounds a second. Some people, it doesn't bother them. For me, it would bother me. I know how to tune my guns, so I would put 13-to-1s or 12-to-1s in here and the sector chip. I don't think there's a sector chip on here. If there is, that's bad. But I don't think there is by the way it's shooting. So get new gears, 13-to-1s or 12-to-1s of any brand, SHS, CCI, they're all pretty good. And a sector chip, and you should be blasting out like 30, and then should be feeding a lot better with the sector chip. Try the flash mag. Oh yeah. So if you don't want to mess with the internals on the gun whatsoever, but you want to blast on full auto, get flash mags. So if you have any other questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.